Hi, I'm Haley and welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited because today I am introducing a brand new panning project, and I'm really excited because this is not one that I've done before, but one that I've always loved to watch on other people's channels, and that is Pan That palette. So this year I'm going to be working on the Mikayla and Glamlite palette. This is the oldest palette in my collection right now. I believe it was released in 2021, so it's going on 4 years. So I just want to make sure I'm getting use out of the older products in my collection so that they don't go bad on me, things like that, and I can just really use and appreciate the things I own. So when I bought this, I actually had no idea who Mikayla was. This was my first Glamlite palette, and now I have multiple Glamlite palettes. It's a formula I really like. This formula is a little bit different from some of their other palettes. It's a little bit firmer, but these pans are really, really shallow. So this is what the palette is looking like as a whole right now. And as you can see, I have 3 shades with pan already. So that's What's Poppin', Nas, and Stunnin'. And these pans are extremely shallow. They're super easy to hit pan in on the shimmers at least. So I think that'll be, you know, kind of motivating to work on throughout the year. And I'm just really excited. I think this is a really fun palette. It has a lot of tones that I really love. I love these purples. I'm wearing today Immaculate, MJ, and Pot 2. Oh, and Simping. The names are ridiculous on this one. I am totally aware of that, but I think this is great because it has a ton of great colorful shades and then some neutral rose up top. So I think it'll be really fun to work on throughout the year. The mattes are kind of not stiff, but they are not a very powdery formula. They're more like silky, I would say. So I think the mattes will definitely be a challenge. So with regards to goals on this one, I don't think that I'm gonna be able to use this up throughout the year, and that's not really something I'm interested in anyways. I just want to use this as much as I can and hit as many pans as I can, as well as possibly use a couple of shades up to completion. So I think Harley would be a great shade to fully use up, as well as some of the state shades that I really love, like Stunnin' right here. So like I said, I don't think I can fully use this up. I don't want to fully use this up just because I don't want to put that kind of pressure on myself, and I also want to be able to use other shadows in my collection as I see it fit and as I want to, instead of being like myopically like hyper focused on this one palette. But I'm gonna go through each of the shades right here so we can kind of get a starting point of where we're at. I'm going to track usage and then do updates every month, kind of in the middle of the month, and we'll see how far we get over the next few months. So to start off, this top shade right here in the corner, Harley, has a little bit of a dip on it. If you can see that, I've used this quite a bit just for a no makeup look. It looks really great for that. It is a very neutral shade, so I definitely think that I can hit pan on this. I would love to fully use this shade up because it's so versatile and really a go-to for me. So that would be my goal for this one, is to get a ton of use on Harley this year. And then How You Doing, I frequently use with Harley as like an outer corner shade when I'm doing like a no makeup look. So I think I can probably hit pan on this shade at least. We'll see how that goes. It does have some usage on it, but not much of a dip right now. Then Gemini, this is kind of like a warmer brown than the other two. This doesn't have that much use on it, but I think I could probably hit pan on the shade. What's Poppin' is a shade that I frequently use with Gemini or Harley or How You Doing, and this has pretty big pan, but that wasn't that hard to hit, and the pan was just like instantly huge just based on how I was doing my makeup. So like I said, it's really easy to hit pan on these shades, and it's also really easy to expand the pan because, as you can see, these shadows are so shallow in the pan. So as you can see with What's Poppin', I think we can definitely get to that size pan on a lot of the shimmers, but I definitely think I could expand the pan on What's Poppin'. Hot Cocoa, this is a pretty orange brown kind of rusty shade. Hoping I could hit pan in this. That's a shade that is easy for me to reach for and use, so I don't think I'll have an issue with that. Willow, this is a very interesting shadow. It is a very, very cool tone brown, so it's almost verging on purple. It's kind of tough for me to use, but I do use it as an outer corner deepening up shade frequently when I'm doing a neutral look using this palette. So I'm hoping I could at least hit pan. We'll see on that one, but like I said, it is a very interesting shade. It's very, very cool toned, leaning almost purple. And then Glow Up, this is kind of similar to this shade Accent right here. They're both kind of this like apricot champagne shade, but I think I can hit pan on that shade. That is the kind of shimmer that I reach for very frequently. Simba right here is a kind of peachy coral shade. Not one of my go-tos, but I could definitely, you know, put some effort onto that one and potentially hit pan. I'm not 100% sure. And then Accent right here, similar to Glow Up. They're kind of similar, but I definitely think I could hit pan in both of those. I could definitely foresee having a pan the size of What's Poppin' soon enough on both of those. Buffalo Chicken is a is a tough shade. It is so bright. Some of these shades are even brighter than they look when they're on the eyes. So Buffalo Chicken is a straight up neon orange. It's hard to like kind of work it into a more neutral look, but I love orange. It's a shade that I reach for. I love bright, colorful eyeshadow in general, but I think with some effort I could, you know, attempt to get some more use on Buffalo Chicken, but I don't know if pan is gonna happen there. And then with Manifest, this is a really pretty shade. It's kind of similar to Nas down here, but a little more purple. And I have pretty decent sized pan in Nas already, so I definitely think I can hit pan in Manifest. I really like the shimmers in here. And then Cookie, this is an interesting one because it looks lighter in the pan, but it's kind of dark on the eye. So it's kind of hard for me to use. I don't really love dark shimmers like that, but I could definitely, you know, get myself to use it. I think that's one thing I like about doing panning projects like this is it forces me to use things in different ways, and I can definitely try and do that with Cookie. Iconic here is another one of those ultra vibrant, ultra neon shades. This is so pretty, but it looks so bright on the eye. So I'm definitely gonna have to play around with that one. And Simping right here, I have it today on like the inner part of my eye right here. It's very pretty. It's also super bright if you're wearing it like all over the lid. So I feel like I want to play around with it a little bit as an inner corner shade, something like that. Immaculate here, I'm wearing this today. I really love this shade. It has kind of a pink, a pinky undertone, I guess, for a purple. It's very pretty. It's a purple that I really enjoy. Same with MJ, I really love this shade. I'm not always into purples because I don't like as much of a berry purple, but like a dusty lavender or more of a true purple, I can definitely get down with. So I'm really excited to use some of the purples in this palette more. And then New Beige, I definitely want to play around with this one more. It's a little bit darker and less shimmery than some of the other purples in this palette, but again, I just want to play around with it more. Nas right here, we can definitely expand the pan on this one. So this is a very pretty, very fun like New Year's shade. Obviously New Year's just passed, but I actually hit this pan on New Year's Day this year. So like I said, it's super easy to hit pan on the shimmers in this palette, and I could definitely expand the pan here. The best color, this one cracks me up because this is one of my least favorite colors, especially for eyeshadow. I don't like seafoam. To me, this is just like a really bright, again, neon looking seafoam green. That is not my favorite, but I want to get some use on it, play around with it a little bit, and at least like attempt to use it. So we'll see on this one, but it cracked me up that it's the best color, but maybe it's the best color for Mikayla, but not for me. And then Bonehead, this is also not really one of my go-tos, but I would like to kind of get myself to play around with it, maybe pair it with some other greens and other palettes and see what I can do with it. And then Stunnin' right here, I absolutely love this shade. To me, these two shades right here, Loop and Stunnin', make like the perfect brat green eyeshadow look. super gorgeous. I already have pan on this one. I don't know if it's like super easy to tell because it's like kind of covered up by the pigment, but I love the shade and it's so pretty on the eye. So definitely want to expand the pan here. I could probably use this one up if I put my mind to it. So we'll see on that one, but I love this shade and that's like one of the reasons I love this palette. And then Portage right here, I think I'll just pair it with some of the other purples here. There's a ton of purples in this palette. This one's kind of a darker one. Like I said, I don't always go for darker shimmers, but I could definitely get myself to play around with that a little bit more. Pot 2. This is another one of the, this one's more of a pinky based purple right here, and it's pretty. I'd like to play around with that. I don't know how far I'll get with these darker, more vibrant mattes here, but I can definitely give them a go throughout the course of the year. And then Rhody, I really love this shade. So for a long time I was looking for a kind of sky blue matte eyeshadow that would be kind of like those 1960s, you know, eyeshadow looks, kind of like Anna Karina in like French New Wave movies where she just have like the blue matte eyeshadow and then like a swipe of black eyeliner. Such a gorgeous look. I absolutely love that. So I played around with this, a couple shades here, MJ and Rhody, just doing all over the lid, no shimmer, and just some black eyeliner, and I freaking love that look. It is so cool. It's like so different from like what like most popular eyeshadow looks are right now, but I think it's very classic, vintagey, and fun. So I definitely want to play around with more looks like that using this palette this year. And then Audrey right here, this is again maybe a tough shade for me to reach for since it's a very dark shimmer, but it will pair well with Freetown. That's one thing I really like about this palette is I feel like it's kind of intuitive to use sometimes because a lot of these mattes are paired with a corresponding shimmer. So I enjoy that here. But yeah, these two shades are not really shades that I'm super into. Freetown, I don't know if I'll even hit pan on that, but I do want to at least try. And then we have Loop, again, a shade that I really love. Love it with Stunnin' right there, but again, I think I could potentially wear it on its own as a beautiful wash of color all over the eye. Love that concept, so we're gonna at least try to hit pan on this year. Same with Handy. I could definitely see, you know, this super bright yellow matte all over the eye with some maybe not black eyeliner, that's a little bit bumblebee, but maybe a graphic liner in a different shade. I would love to play around with this one, so we will see on this one, but it is a tone that I really love. I think it's great. And then Frisky right here, definitely gonna try and use this with some of the other purples here. Some of these again are a little repetitive, but we'll see how far I can get. And then lastly, Mass Hole. So this is a tough shade for me because it's so dark, but I have used it with a Rhody with a Mass Hole in the crease as a deepening up shade, so we'll see. This has 30 shades, which is so many, and right now we have pan in 3. So 3 out of 30, not bad, but we'll see how far we can get with this. We have a whole year, which is great. But I do like this palette a lot. I think it's so fun. It inspires me to play around with color. I really like the tones. So like a lot of times there'll be palettes with colors that I like them in theory, but the exact tone is not quite what I'm looking for. But here there's so many tones that I really like, and I feel like that's important for selecting a pan that palette, because I do want to, you know, pick one that's actually going to be something I'm going to use and not be afraid to reach for it day after day after day. So I like this one. Like I said, I think it's a great mix of neutrals and colorful shades. I'm really excited to see how far we get with this year. Let me know down in the comments below, are you doing pan that palette this year? I would love to know what palette you're working on. If you've tried to pan this palette before or worked on it or any of that, let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.